Hey guys, so here I've got the GoPro Hero 9 Black Edition. Going to do a quick unbox here and talk about some of the new features with this camera in comparison to the GoPro Hero 8 Black Edition. Now let's set up the camera and make sure the software is up to date before testing it. Will this be a good upgrade from the GoPro Hero 8 Black? We'll find out next. So probably the first thing that I noticed was the difference in size. The GoPro Hero 9 Black is just slightly bigger. It's not a huge difference, but you can definitely tell when you're holding it in your hand. My personal preference is a smaller camera, but it's not a big deal for me. The lens on both of the cameras look about the same, and the front screen is a little bit bigger on the GoPro Hero 9 Black. The screen on the back is still a touchscreen and it is also slightly bigger than the GoPro Hero 8. The mode button and the power button are still in the same position, nothing's really changed there. Now let's do a battery comparison. On the right is the GoPro Hero 8 battery, and on the left is the GoPro Hero 9. As you can see that the 9 battery is definitely bigger and it weighs more, you can feel it when you hold the camera. Although I didn't really see an increase in battery life as I expected. Maybe that front screen takes up a lot of power, or it could depend on which mode you are recording in. Speaking of modes, that hasn't changed also. We still have the photo mode, but there is a 20 megapixel camera now on it, which I don't know who's going to use a GoPro for taking photos, but it's there. We have time-lapse mode, which I use a lot and I think is wonderful. And of course, video mode, which you can set up your own presets for each of the modes. Here in the front is a color screen, which is helpful to see what you are recording. They bumped up the resolution to 5K at 30 frames per second. You can tell the difference in clarity and detail when watching on a bigger screen. Typically, I record my videos at 60 FPS, and it would have been nice to see here with 5K. But even at 30 FPS, I've been having issues with the camera getting hot and sometimes even kind of buggy when recording if you move the camera too fast. Another nice new feature the GoPro Hero 9 Black has is a removable lens. My only concern is in the future, will there be dust buildup under the lens which could cause potential blurry footage. This camera does have HyperSmooth 3.0 and I'm testing it out right here while walking. It's looking pretty smooth. I would say almost as good as using a gimbal. Now here is a clip of me running, and it does a wonderful job of stabilizing and barely any shakiness in the video whatsoever. It is quite impressive, but it does not work in time-lapse mode, so you will need a gimbal for that. This camera does come with horizon leveling at a lower resolution, which is a pretty cool feature. It always holds the horizon in one spot, no matter how you turn the camera. One drawback is at times that there are some issues with the touchscreen. It can be unsensitive and unresponsive for a few moments, which is kind of a pain, almost as bad as a Garmin Navigator touchscreen. Another issue I've been having is the battery not fully charging. Sometimes it keeps in the mid 90s and won't charge above that, no matter how long you have it on the cable. Possibly getting a standalone battery charger might fix that, we'll see. I would like to see higher frame rates in the slow motion mode, or even all the video modes in general. I mean, we have smartphones that record 480, even up to 1000 frames per second in lower resolution, of course. But why can't a standalone camera this size do the same? So the big question now, is this camera worth upgrading from the GoPro Hero 8? Well, I would say if they fix all the issues with the software update, then definitely yes. It's a great camera, has a lot of nice new features. I was really stoked and I really want to like this camera. But with all the issues with the buggy touchscreen and the 5K resolution is not quite there yet, I might wait next year to see what they come up with.